Yo, Philly 254 living life, back at it. I'll be honest with you, I game. So do you, so don't act like you don't. That's why you here. And honesty number two, I don't have an Xbox Series X or nothing like that. PlayStation 5, gaming PC, with my life schedule, it just wouldn't be cost effective for me to even get that, right? So I don't have it. Now, I do got a Steam Deck coming up. I do got a Switch at the house, or in the house. 54% on that Steam Deck, almost there, just FYI. Check out the video, by the way. I'll show you how do you find out where you at on your Steam Deck if you still waiting on your order to come in. Oh, before we continue, like, subscribe, go inside, look at the rest of the playlist, enjoy it, stroll around, do your due diligence, enjoy the whole situation. So what are we talking about? Cloud gaming. That's kind of how I do a lot of my gaming these days. Specifically, Stadia, Xbox Game Pass, and GeForce Now. All three. They have some pros, they have some cons. So we're going to switch it over in just a second, take a look, and we're going to discuss the whole situation, see which one you want to use, which one you should use, and maybe, me personally, I combine all three. Just because where one slips up and doesn't have, the other one does. I keep it going, I keep it rolling that way. So let's flip it over, let's take a look. Oh, hold up. Go to the description, click on the Redbubble link, get you a shirt, get you some, get you a hat. Look at this Gaming Dash shirt right here. You can't even see it good. Look at this Gaming Dash shirt. Go get you something. Go get you something. You know you're going to enjoy that. You know you want to. Go do it. Well, hold up. You know what? Just go do it. Go do it. Anyway, let's switch over. Let's take a look, have a full discussion on all three services.
All right. So let's start off real quick with Stadia. So let's go and click on it. So with Stadia, cool thing about Stadia is you don't even have to pay a thing to even play it. I think right now they got a whole situation going where you can just start playing. You don't even set up a Google account. You can demo some of their games and just start playing, kind of get an idea. Now with the performance wise, I feel like Stadia is probably the best one out of all three, just for the simple fact that when I play Stadia, I almost feel like I'm playing on a regular console. Like, I just feel like it's that good, that snappy. So, well, I say it's free. There are some paid options here. So if you want to, you can opt in to get the Stadia controller, which feels pretty good in the hand. I might do a little separate review on that one, but it feels pretty good in the hand. It's $69, but every now and then they have little sales, or they'll have some kind of deal where if you buy a game on Stadia, you will just you'll get the controller for free or something like that. I think they did that with Resident Evil, if I remember, Village, if I remember correctly. But basically, you can go in there with whatever controller you got at home, Xbox, whatever, connected Bluetooth to your tablet or your TV or whatever, and just play. Or you can even wire it in if you want to, and just play Stadia for free. All you really have to do is set up your little Google account or whatnot, and then you're in there, right? So here's where it goes. And this is probably about the best thing about Stadia, but also the worst thing, and you'll see what I mean in a second. Stadia, once you buy a game on Stadia, it's yours. It belongs to you. It ain't going nowhere, right? The only thing is the games they offer. You know, now Stadia is real big with the independents. You'll get a lot of independent games. Let me go here and see if I can go show some of these games here they got. So let's go to game catalog. There we go. Go down a little bit. So Stadia is real big with the independent games, real big, and you'll see that these are all the ones I own, but also you'll see all the ones I don't own. Borderlands 3, you know, all this other stuff. So where you see claimed, I'll explain that in a minute. But they're real big. Every now and then they will get some games that are not independent. They're like, you know, AA, AAA games. They got Resident Evil. Like I said earlier, they got Resident Evil Village. They came out with that. If I remember correctly, they had to pay a big deal with that one. They got Cyberpunk, you know, and actually when Cyberpunk first came out, and you know, it was quite frankly sucking it up, Stadia was probably the best place to play Cyberpunk with the fewest amount of glitches, right? So game wise, it doesn't have the biggest selection as far as if you want the big popular games, but you'll get some. I mean, it had Mortal Kombat 11 when it came out. It has Doom on there. And here's the bad part though. unless those games that you do purchase are cross-play, you're basically going to be trying to search for games with other Stadia players, and Stadia's user base isn't super duper high, right? I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not super duper high. Well, I remember when I was playing Mortal Kombat 11, and it's not cross-play, by the way. It felt like I was playing probably about the same 15 people every time, and it depended on the time of day, right? So I can't remember, and it's been a while, but certain times it felt like I was getting games pretty quick. Bang, bang, bang to the next game, on to the next fight. Other times it felt like I was just sitting there waiting. So now I'm pretty sure the user base has gone up since then, but yeah, that is one caveat to it, is that you won't get the biggest pool of gamers, at least not yet, right? But as far as when you actually do game, yeah, it's on point. It's on point. I will give them that. Now, as far as the paid tiers, so Stadia does have a Stadia Pro, and well, let's put it like this: on the free edition of Stadia, you get 1080p, 60 frames a second. You know, again, no time limit to how much you want to play. You can play all you want to, but premium Stadia Pro, which is $9.99 a month, you get the 4K, 60 frames a second. Again, still no time limit, obviously. The 5.1 surround sound. And when you are on the Stadia Pro, every month Stadia gives about 5-6 games for free, just free. All you have to do is go in there and hit the claim button, and it's yours. So what happens if you claim a game, and I claim every game that comes out, whether I'm gonna play it or not. You know, Spirit's Lucky Big Adventure, never touched it, but guess what? I got it though. So what happens if you purchase or you claim a game and then you decide to drop your Stadia Pro? Well, yeah, you're gonna actually lose that game. You're gonna lose that game, real talk. But let's just say you decide, you know what, I'm gonna pick up Stadia Pro next month, which you can, no big deal. All those games you claimed come right back to you. So I've done it plenty of times. All those games you claimed will come right back to you. So once you claim it, it's yours forever, so long as you have Stadia Pro. If you lose Stadia Pro, you lose that game, unless you purchase it, obviously, like flat out with money. But the minute you pick up Stadia Pro, you pick up right back where you left off with that game, and your saves are all there and all that fun stuff. If I remember correctly, which I haven't done it yet, I think I did it once actually. Stadia also, and I don't know if it's just limited to Pro or the free edition of Stadia, allows you to flat out just stream straight to YouTube. And keep in mind, you don't have to have any. You know how YouTube basically has those limits. We have to have so many subscribers or something like that in order to stream. None of those apply when you're playing on Stadia. So just FYI if you want to stream. So, but certain other games, like I said, if it's got crossplay, man, why not? You know, you can play it on your tablet, you can play it on your smart TV, you can play it on your phone. Not Resident Evil, Dead by Daylight. I play that all the time. You know, I didn't even buy it because it was one of those Stadia Pro games. So now the bundles, if there's a bundle or DLC that comes with the Stadia Pro, you're not gonna get those. You're gonna have to buy those. So just FYI. But yeah, I say out of all the games or all the systems, I would say Stadia is probably the best performing one. Or I say system services. Stadia is probably the best performing one, and I guess you could say the most stable one. Now, I know a lot of people have issues because Stadia has a past. I'm gonna be honest with you. Not Stadia, Google has had a past. I'll be honest with you. With starting a new service is fire. Everyone likes it. Everyone's jumping on board. And Google's like, you know what? I don't like that no more, and they just bounce, cancel the service. Everyone's left hanging, and that's one big thing that people have been the hang up with. You know, people's had with Stadia is, I don't want to invest money into it, and then they just bounce and leave. Here's the thing about that. Google is still expanding Stadia. Recently, I don't know if it's already happened, or if not, it will really soon. I think they're going out to Mexico. They're still expanding Stadia. They're still doing their thing. So I'm not too concerned about them dropping Stadia. A lot of the independent developers have been noting how, Stadia is where they get a lot of their money from, right? So I just think it's just gonna take a little more time for people to kind of jump on board. But hey, I would definitely say Stadia's the top pick. But right now, yeah, if you're trying to do multiplayer gaming, sometimes it could be a little slim picking. If you're trying to get those double and AAA games, we never know when we're gonna get a double AAA game. I'll be honest with you, it could be a little slim pickings on that one. Next up, let's jump over here. Hit this little button here. Let's go back. There we go. Let's jump on the Xbox Game Pass. Let's take a look at that. So Xbox Game Pass. Now, out of all of them, I say Xbox Game Pass is the all around pick. It's not too great, but not too bad either. Right there in the middle, right? So with Xbox Game Pass, what you're gonna get, you get a huge selection of games. And one of the reasons I never really went all in on Xbox Game Pass in the past is because they rotate their games out, man. So you can jump on here and start playing, and you're really just playing, enjoying your life, having the best fun you ever had, right? And then Game Pass decides, you know what? We're gonna rotate, I don't know, Quake. We're gonna rotate Quake. Well, they're not gonna rotate Quake. It's Bethesda, so they own that. So that all these Bethesda games, it's fair to say they're safe. But we're gonna rotate Far Cry 5 out of there. Well, let's say you were so far in Far Cry 5. Guess what? Now you gotta go buy it. I will say that, but as far as multiplayer, hey, it's Xbox. So if it's on Game Pass, you're gonna be playing with other Xbox teammates, Xbox players. So shoot, why not? I will say this though, Xbox, the experience on it has been a little shaky. Now, back in the day, I will be honest with you, at first I just couldn't play it. It was the lag, man. The input lag was a little too much for me. You can play Xbox with your Xbox controller or any Bluetooth controller you have. And I forgot to mention on Stadia, if you don't have the Stadia controller, which is $69, you can just get a regular Bluetooth controller. Heck, you can get an Xbox controller and do the exact same thing, just Bluetooth it to whatever device you want to use it on. So just FYI on that one. But the Xbox controller actually will take the Stadia controller. The Stadia controller doesn't do Bluetooth. It connects via Wi-Fi, so which Xbox really doesn't do. So if you want to play with Game Pass on your tablet or phone with the Stadia controller, you got to plug it in manually with the USB-C cable. So just FYI on that one. So as far as performances goes, it's gotten better. It's definitely gotten better. I've been playing it more lately, just because it's gotten much better. It's not as bad as it once was, but I will say it's still not quite there with Stadia. It doesn't feel as crisp as Stadia. But like I said, it's right in the middle. I have no issues with it. So let's go on to the next one. We got GeForce Now. So GeForce Now is a little different. So the way it works is it connects to your Steam account. I think it does Epic as well. Click on the C. Here we go. Yeah, Steam, Epic, and Ubisoft. Oh, I forgot to mention, Stadia does have a Ubisoft subscription as well. I think it's $14.99, and you won't get all the all the Ubisoft games. I think the games they put on Stadia are kind of curated, but Ubisoft's a big supporter of Stadia, so you get quite a few. You're getting quite a few with them, but you get Ubisoft, Epic Plus, or Epic Games, and Steam's. So now, not every game that's going to be in your Steam library is going to work with Stadia. It's going to work with Stadia. GeForce Now. Not every game in your library is going to work with GeForce Now. So just kind of FYI on that one. Just kind of think that one through. But they're adding more games weekly. I will say that. So like I think it's every Thursday, which they call it GFN Thursday. Like as of right now, this is the games they came out this week. They have demos which are free to play. You can kind of check out some games and see what you want to play. I think Loopmancer, the demo was out before the actual game, so just kind of FYI on that one. So sometimes demos hit you before the actual game does. Now, as far as the actual the performance, I'll just start with performance. Performance is right up there with. I haven't had too much of an issue with the performance. I'll say it's right up there with Stadia, to be honest with you. It's pretty close to Stadia, if not equal. I will say that. I have not had too much issues, and I play fighting games. So I play Guilty Gear Strive on GeForce Now. Just FYI, it's on. I've never had any issues, to be honest with you. Now here's where the pricing kind of gets. They do have a free tier, but it's like, do you really want it? The free tier is basically just for you to kind of demo the service out, right? So you get like 1 hour play, you know, and you're in a queue, so you're gonna have to queue up for that one. You get 1080p, 60 frames a second, but you know, to be honest with you, I'm not tripping about the 1080p, 60 frames a second or anything like that. It's the 1 hour play in the queue. I did the free service before. I tried the free part, you know, the free tier before, and it sucks. You sit there, wait for a whole minute, depending on how many people are playing at the time. You sit there and wait for a whole minute, you jump in, and I mean, depending on what game you're playing, shoot, before you know it, that hour's gone. That hour's gone, and you can't play again till the next day. So, you know, I think it's $9.99, pretty much $10 to go ahead and play, you know, go ahead and pay for the next tier up, or the premium tier, which at that point is still 1080p, 60 frames a second. But you get a 6-hour session at that point, you know what I'm saying? So, and you get priority. So, I mean, 6 hours, I'm pretty cool with that. Now, if you're hardcore gaming, you know, maybe 6 hours isn't enough for you. I don't know, but 6 hours for me, that's enough. I don't game that hard. I mean, if you are, I feel like if you're playing hardcore, you're probably not gonna be playing on a cloud service. You probably got a PC, you got a Steam Deck, you know, you got an Xbox. You know, you're not really trying to play on a cloud service for 6 hours straight. You got something else going on there, and it does have RTX support. Just FYI on that. The game selection, again, I feel like it beats Stadia. Just like Xbox beats Stadia, this beats Stadia as well. I haven't seen any games, as far as this games rotating out, I haven't seen any games being rotated out. I have not seen that whatsoever. I heard some games in the beginning, this is before I even got on the service, in the beginning some games kind of left, like I think Street Fighter 5, I think I heard Street Fighter 5 was on here at one point, then it kind of left, and that's more of a Capcom thing, so just FYI. But I personally have not seen any issues with games rotating out, you know, oh man, I can't play this game now, you know, that kind of thing. I haven't seen that whatsoever. Now, as far as multiplayer, this, as you can see, this connects to your Steam account for the most part. You know, most people just go connect to their Steam account. That's where most people have let's be honest, that's where most people have their games, all right? It connects to their Steam account, and you're playing basically with PC players. Point blank simple. PC all day. So I've never had any issues with getting games, unless the game itself is just unpopular. You're not gonna have any issues playing multiplayer games whatsoever. So I wouldn't say that's really be a big problem for anyone whatsoever. Now, so what do I say? Which one do I say pick? When it comes to cloud services, man, I'd say at the very least, you might want to get two. I'm gonna be honest with you. Stadia doesn't have a yearly subscription. Xbox Game Pass does. I think it's $15 a month, and it does have a yearly subscription. GeForce Now, I can't remember if it has a yearly one. I'd probably look that up and throw it on the screen or something if it does or not. So right now it's probably flashing on the screen. It does or doesn't, you know, whichever one. But for the most part, I think I found that having two services is probably the best way to go. Just for the variety. If one service doesn't have the game you want, jump on the other one. Game Pass, GeForce Now, and Stadia are the top three I love. Just because Stadia, I know I get to keep my games off top. And performance is amazing, top notch. So, and then you get 5 to 6 free games per month. You know, you don't know what you're gonna get, but you're gonna get them, and you got them, and you keep them. And you don't, even if you don't want to, you don't have to pay for a thing on Stadia, and you could just keep playing. You know, you could just, you know, buy games at your leisure, just playing whenever you want to, right? Game Pass, you pay your Netflix fee, basically your $15 fee, and you're just playing their games at that point. You're playing Xbox games at that point. Performance can be a little iffy sometimes, but you know, like I said, you get what you pay for, you know, and they kind of control that. Now I know Xbox is working on a system right now where they announced that the games you've actually purchased digitally on Xbox will be available on Game Pass, and at that point, they might have a true believer right there, because now I don't have to worry about investing all my time in a game and it disappearing or being rotated out, you know. So they may have me if they do that. Then GeForce Now, it goes off your Steam account, or I think with your Ubisoft account or your Epic account, it goes off of that. So, but again, it's curated, so not every single game you have in those accounts are going to be on GeForce Now, but it has quite a few, as you can see, quite a few. So that's obviously a plus. If it didn't have that, you know, it didn't have that weird, you know, 1 hour gameplay for the free, and you gotta wait and all this other weird crap, I'd probably put this above Stadia. But for now, I mean, it's a close second, I'll be honest with you. That's why I have all three, because to be honest with you, I say it's a close second. They're all pretty much tied to me. You know, they all have the strengths and weaknesses, but they're all pretty much tied. I say you need at least two. You need at least two. You know, that's the way I kind of did it. For the longest, I just had X-Force, Game Pass, and Stadia, and then I added GeForce Now, and haven't looked back. So I know there's another one coming out, Boosteroid, or it already came out, Boosteroid. So I actually have Boosteroid. I just haven't really tried it out yet, and it kind of follows the same, I guess, philosophy of GeForce Now, where it connects to your Steam account. I think it connects to a couple other accounts, I'm just not sure. But it connects to your Steam account, and it kind of just, you play from off of that. I'm checking it out to see what games, because they got this weird, so they offer some games that GeForce doesn't, but they do it in this weird way where I guess it installs it on a cloud PC, and then you can play it that way or some crap like that. And I don't know how cool that is, if they're gonna mess up your account with those games, if they have accounts tied to those games, and you get banned for those games or nothing like that. So I don't know how that works. I might make it like a dummy account and try it out. I don't know, but I'm looking at Boosteroid. I haven't really had a chance to really try it out, so I don't know the performance of Boosteroid yet. There's another one. What was it? There's Boosteroid, and then Luna. So we have Luna too. My youngest son plays on Luna. I actually have it, again, for my youngest son, so I actually haven't tried it myself. And he plays it with an Xbox controller. Luna, very similar to Stadia. It's actually like Stadia and Xbox Game Pass combined, where it's its own little service, but it's in a sense where you don't have to, or you don't buy the games individually. You pay your subscription, and then you get a catalog of games to play. I'm not sure if they rotate out. I think they do, but I'm not 100% sure. Which is always that's always a minus to me. When they start rotating games out, you don't have control of the games you want to play. And they have multiple pricing structures on that one as well. So I may go ahead and try to play it and kind of give you guys an idea how Luna plays as well. Same thing with Booster. I need to go ahead and just suck it up and just start trying to play a few games on that and see how that works. And then I may do another video kind of throwing those two into the mix and kind of comparing and saying whether or not it's really worth it, at least for me. Anyway, you make your choice, but I say at least get two of them. But cloud gaming, I'm a believer. I'm a believer. So holla at your boy, and I'm out.